Welcome to Friday Night Lights on Fox 12 Oregon, presented by Pacific Office Automation.
8 weeks down, how many more to go, huh? The playoffs rapidly approaching on this, the penultimate regular season Friday. Nick Krupke, pleased to be with you as teams across the region hoping to play after the Great Pumpkin arrives. Week 8 kicks off at Doc Harris Stadium in Camas. Fox 12's Craig Burnback live in Papermaker Country as 6-1 Skyview was brewing up a Greater St. Helens League title run after storming over the Union Titans a week prior. Craig?
And Nick, the problem was Skyview was going up against a Camas team who, after starting the season 0-4 against some really tough Oregon schools, has suddenly found its way. And oh yeah, it's a Camas team that's also had already beaten Skyview 9 straight times in the series. And they also got to play in front of a raucous crowd right here at Doc Harris Stadium. If you haven't been to Camas for a football game, you need to get out to Doc Harris because it's a whole lot of fun. Not a ton of fun in the first half for either of the offenses, as the only points came on this Luke Jamison 1-yard plunge. 7-0 Camas at the break. Hey, sometimes you get 80-yarders, sometimes you get 1-yarders. They both count the same. And when Gabe Martin got into the end zone for the Storm, we were all tied at 7 in the third. But the Papermakers would flip their way back into the lead when John Schultz would set up Ethan Uchi's 32-yard kick. But the icing on the Camas cake comes in the fourth when Taylor Yanni finds a wide open, and I do mean wide open, Nathan Criddle, who secures the ball and secures a 10-point lead. But it was the Papermakers defense that would secure the win, holding Skyview to just 7 points in the 17-7 victory.
How does this one feel? Oh, this feels so good. Skyview is a team we prepare for, you know. They're really freaking good, and, you know, they got after it, and we got after it, and it was a great game. They did a hell of a job, too.
Talk about your defense today.
I mean, we executed. That's all we can say. We executed. We did our job. We didn't get too worried with doing other people's jobs. You know, letting the big lights and the big game get to us, we did good.
All right, so that's 4 straight wins now for Camas. And if they secure a 5th straight win by beating Union next week, they'll capture yet another league title. Reporting live from Camas, I'm Craig Burnback, Friday Night Lights.
Game of the night in the Mid-Valley, the 5A Mid-Willamette League crown on the line again. 7-0 West Albany won it in 2019. Silverton captured it in 2018. Michael Kale, Jordan McCarty, boy, 2 of the best slingers in the state. McCarty down to the 1. Then Alejandro Briseño with the payoff, plugs in for the 1. 21-7 Foxes. Silverton would soon extend it in their own hole. Keegan Walter doing good. 63-yard dash in the damp Oregon night. 28-7 Silverton High. It's never over with the Bulldogs. Jack Boys back to field the kickoff, and we only really show a return if it's really good. This would be just that. Mr. Jack. Jacked up for the Dogs. It's 28-14. Then it's Kale, Tyler, Hart, McNally to pull it within a score in the waning moments. Waiting, throwing, hitting, connecting. But in the end, Silverton survives 28-21. Those two will likely meet again next month, currently ranked number 2 and 4 in the OSAA 5A rankings. 5A Northwest Oregon Conference, a pair of teams with identical records. Scappoose and North Salem both at 4-3, 3-2 in league. The Vikings pillaging behind their beastly run game from Josiah Davis. Those gloves, I'm telling you, always work. First down. Then Davis, the cash and the carry. A Friday payday. Josiah wires them into the lead. 25-yard jaunt. 7-0 on the 25-yard score. Luke McNabb can run too. The quarterback from Wick City, born to be a mutter. This was turf. First down for the Poos. Then on the goal line, McNabb slips in. No point after, 7-6, and 1 point was the difference when the clock ran dry. 35-34 North Salem High. They will now be at McKay. The Tribe return home with St. Helens. Vaccination cards or negative tests are necessary for entry to Portland public school events. Franklin marching up to Jefferson. Under a minute to go, fourth quarter. Franklin up 21-13. Demo ball looking to score, and they do. John Dre Fair, one of the top talents in the City of the Roses. A 16-yard quarterback keeper. It's 21-19. They had to go for 2. They had to get that 2. They would, and they go in the air, too. Fair, Paul Vastialos. Conversion good. 21-21. Let's go to overtime. NOT. Franklin ball first. First snap. Jamal Brumfield from the 25. Stiff arm. Get out of here. He's in. 28-21 Lightning. Extra point good. Jeff, though, a chance to equalize. Turnabout on Dondre, fair play. Quarterback, get off of me. 10 yards and in. They don't want to tie. Jeff wants to go for the win. Lining up for the 2. But Franklin bows up to stuff the attempt, and Franklin parties on the road. 28-27 Lightning in overtime. The Demos now await Grant. The Lightning close at home with McDaniel. Non-league from Marshall. Home away from home for Grant. Hosting Barlow. They were 4-4. They leave back to Gresham better than that. Jake Fay finds the way for 6. 7-0 Bruins. Still first quarter. Gavin Dow, a quarterback keeper for another one. They equal the same from short distance, 14-0. Then Barlow on defense, the disruption factor. Fay again. Jake gonna recover the fumble and put the Bruins' pride into business. Still second quarter. How about Hunter McDonald? You know he's gonna have a farm. And go 23 yards to plow for more. And bring the cows home happy. What a night for the boys from East County. 54-21 Barlow. Grant will host Jefferson for that league title next week. Barlow now heads to Centennial. Foxville back in Beaverton. 6A Metro League along Cornell. The Beavs and Apollos from Sunset High. Middle first, after the Apollos opened, the Beavers replied. Hunter Border, Shauna Engstrom. A 25-yard connection for Bucky was 7-7. Sunset had the remedy. Grady Newsom, Hayden Hurley get fitted for a 30-yard touchdown. The Togas were flowing in the breeze. Chariots of Fire after a pick. Is that Teletubbies? Is that what that is? I think so. Blake Hurley, Newsom, spoon-fed the animal. Caleb Kim, Team Lillard putting in the work. Avoids a tackle and goes berserker for the score. 41-22 Apollos. Next week they go to league-leading Jesuit. The Beavs welcome Westview to the Dam. Those Wildcats stepped out of league to get back for the smackdown in Rock Creek with South Medford. Second quarter, Cats up 3 scores from a 5 o'clock kickoff. We got Sam Levin, one of the better arms in the game in the Beaver State, makes a move to Brock Jolly. Have a holly jolly Halloween. Westview's up 28-0. Levitt chucked it around for 408 yards and 4 scores. Now, last week's star of the night for Westview, Jordan Fisher set that school record for rushing yards, 272 and 5 touchdowns. The man-child had another nice night. TD there. Darius Clemens, though, the highly touted wideout recruiter, will play in the All-American Bowl, and all you need is one hand. That's why places like Alabama are looking for him. A 6-catch, 169-yard night, 2 touchdowns for Big Clem on senior night. The best team for Westview in quite a long time. Can't wait for the postseason. Victoria's now 7-1, 42-7. Foxville's Connor McCarthy, live at Cascade. That's a natural grass field in Turner, not natural gas. Come on now. Connor, I saw you head out the door earlier tonight in your Vans shoes. How did the San Diego kid make it in the moisture without any rubber boots? What are you doing, man?
Well, Nick, this San Diego kid made it through the night. I mean, check out my shoes. I mean, they're a little muddy. I mean, not too dirty, not too wet. I do have to say my socks are a little damp from this wet field, so they did hold up. But what didn't hold up was Staten's defense. They tried to keep the Cougars at bay all night, but the Eagles just couldn't soar. The undefeated Cascade High School Cougars took to the field, ready to defend that title at their senior night. Quarterback Jacob Hage scored, putting the Cougars on the board halfway through the first quarter. Then a surprise onside kick left the Eagles grounded, with A.J. Zhang regaining possession for the Cougars. Eagle defensive back Sean Quincy gave the Eagles some hope with an interception, but they were unable to score. The second quarter, Jacob Hage scored 2 more touchdowns, ending the first half with the Cougars leading 35-0. The second half opened with the Cougars leading, but within minutes, Cougars running back Blake Lewis ran the ball in for a touchdown, making it 42-0. The game ended with the Cougars winning 48-0. Quarterback Jacob Hage scored more than half of tonight's touchdowns for the Cougars.
We were kind of trying to minimize our mental mistakes in the game, and I think we did pretty good on that. Still need a little work, but overall I think we won up front, and that's what we were trying to accomplish tonight.
Well, Nick, like I said, the Cougars remain undefeated. Now, the Eagles dropped to 3-5, and both teams have one more conference game before their regular season is over. And for senior night here at Cascade High School, I'll have more on that later on in the broadcast. Live at Cascade High, Connor McCarthy, Friday Night Lights.
Boots next week. How How about boots on the ground in Vancouver from McKenzie Stadium? Homecoming for the Thunder of Mountain View. Battleground looking for its first win. The Tigers scored a field goal before MVHS got to mix it up. Mitch Johnson floats it to an all-alone man. It's Aiden Nicholson, the tight end touchdown, 23 yards, 6-3. MV can play defense too. The double nickel, number 55, Alexis Plummer. Got a quarterback sack on third down to force a punt. Second quarter, MJ Nicholson do it again. This on 4th and 19. Say what? Say this. By the tip of your fingers. Snatch it out of the air, Nick. Nicholson for 22 yards. Both two connected for a TD hat trick. Team 41, win number 6, 34-3. Thunder now go Thursday with Evergreen. BG will host Kelso. 2A GSHL from Kiggins Bowl, Hawkinson and Hudson's Bay. How about Oldham? For the Hawks, spread his wings the Hale Pryor. The Desire down to the 1. Hawkinson always seems to have a hammer here. Cody Wheeler, the touchdown sealer from the gold line. Hawks back soaring again in the powder blues. Wheeler finds a crease, pulls the defender, stretches across the plane, 14-0. The Eagles out to make a mark though, but a tip ball goes right into the talons of Hawkinson's Andre Northrup, an INT in solid return inside the 20. Hawkinson makes it count. Oldham throwing 3 plays later to Tyler Lytle. Big stuff. 12-yard score. Hawkinson, a tough nut to crack. Oldham surveys, selects. Northrup wins the matchup. Get out of here. 32 yards, drop down and give me a lot of push-ups. 52-20 at 5-1 in league. The Hawks are behind the Spudders of Ridgefield remains perfect. Fox 12 FNL and Woodland. Home to the Beavers playing host to Mark Morris at a Longview. Scoreless to the second quarter. The Monarchs on the double handoff. Don't cross the streams. It would be bad or good. Justice McCann, 9-yard touch, 8-zip Monarchs at half. Third quarter, Woodland would respond. Dalton BC muscles in for the 2-yard touchdown. 2-pointer good. We are tied at 8. And how great, we go to the fourth. Mark Morris, some trick or treat, not a run, but a lateral. Back to the quarterback. Kellen Desbians, the Langston Bartell in the Beaver Dam. 30-yard touchdown, Monarchs up 16-8. 5 minutes to go, Monarchs in the red zone. Deacon Dites, far side, DDTD. 34-15 in the end to clinch a playoff spot for Mark Morris. The Civil War with R.A. Long next for the Monarchs. Woodland now goes to the league-leading Ridgefield. Up and away, a no-bones day. Air 12, howling at the moon above McMinnville High. Grizzlies hosting Newburgh's Tigers, third place in the Pacific Conference. MHS's student section standing with Newburgh against All Haight. Third quarter, all Newburgh. Up 30-7, but the Grizz are hungry to show out. Mason Yoakum driving hard, hitting low, popping the pig loose. McMinnville recovers, and McMinnville would capitalize. Over the top of the D and Flyer BB. Through the woods, the Braden Woods, 31-14. Newburgh, though, out to exercise some demons, though, through a tough season already. You can always round into form late in the season. That's Sam Murphy in motion, stretch him, lay him out, mark it down. Murph flips the field, a 40-yard gain. You run the ball, you run the clock. Charlie Evans would tumble in soon after. In the end, Newburgh, 36. McMinnville, 22. Air 12 near the hangar at Hare Field for the senior night in the Pacific Conference. Class of 2022 for Glencoe High laid that foundation for that return to 6A play. Second quarter, 14-13 Glencoe. Give them 3 more. Got to have a great kicker, right? At any level, splashing through the uprights into the puddles there at Hare. 17-13 tied before the half, but the Bowmen reached in their quiver for a 2-minute drill. Bjorn Bergstrom, calm under pressure. That's Cody Hall receiving for the touchdown of a lead. 49-23, that last update for Sherwood. Next Friday, they go to Wagon Way to play for first place with Liberty. The Tide go down to McMinnville. Air 12 along Highway 30. McKay at St. Helens, the 5A Northwest Oregon Conference. From Doc Ackerson Stadium. The Royal Scots have been building brick by brick. First drive for the visitors, they laid the way. Kyron Fuimano finds his spackle. Chancey Lee move the chains. In the red zone, they get to the end zone. Fui finds Luke Dominguez hunting for 6 in October. The Lions out to level up, though, early. Tyler Tolis, Dylan Schaefer climbing high up that golden ladder at home. First down for St. Helens, but nothing was doing on the drive. McKay marching once more, and justice for them all. Justice Anthony is walking the tightrope all alone to get the toes down at the 11-yard line. This thing goes to 11. Anthony making it justice served one more time on the wide open touchdown to get his feet down here too. Skills pay the bills. Their most wins for a program in 9 seasons now, 35-6. And 7 Mile War, Lions Scappoose next week. McKay hosts rival North Salem with a shot at their first winning season in a long time. Still to come, call it a prequel. Some Thursday night lights, the massive matchups with playoff implications are along the way from the night prior. Plus double vision on the pitch, meeting the Frazier twins of Grant High and soon in the Park Blocks. They'll be in our high school spotlight segment. Also more from our 2 live crews. Craig and Camus, Connor at Cascade. Turn it up from Turner. Week 8, Friday Night Lights rocks on from Fox 12.
You're watching Friday Night Lights on Fox 12 Oregon, presented by Pacific Office Automation.
We're the ones here cheerleaders, and you're watching Fox 12 Friday Night Lights.
Well, a referee shortage during the pandemic has left both the OSAA and WIAA to spread their contest out over more days with less crews. That's what has made for these matchups a day prior, as all the leagues have had their time under the Thursday night lights like an evening to go.
And their families.
No matter the night, it's always a thriller in the Three Rivers League. Unbeaten like us we go. Red for ALS uniform hosting West Lynn. The Lions were 6-1 coming in. 14-14 game at halftime. Fourth quarter, 24-14 West Lynn. Laco driving, though, near in the end zone until Mark Hamper happened. After scoring a fourth quarter TD, Hamper with the major play on defense, no laundry on the field. Hamper with the INT. Nice play for the junior. That'll lead to this. Jackson Steinhauer. Jackson with an X marks the spot as the senior captain logs a 15-yard run for a little cushion. 31-14 the final as Chris Miller's boys ran on the Lake Show's unbeaten parade. And now for a three-way tie for first place with Tualatin. Next Friday, it's rivalry day in the TRL. LO goes to Lake Ridge. The Lions were to the Battle of the Bridge of Oregon City, but this time in Wilsonville, Westland's temporary home. Timberwolves and Tigard meet as well. Thursday night lights on senior night from Clackamas, a monster mash of a clash in the Mount Hood Conference. 8-0 Cavs, 6-1 Sandy Pioneers. It was a slog in the skids of Clackamas' turf from that heavy downpour. Then we saw that first quarter eruption. Luke Ash, 2023 running back, stuffed it in for the first score from 15 yards away. Second quarter, Clackamas on 4th down. So what? No problem. Give me a TD. The QB keep. Mateo Mejara makes it 13-0. Before the half, the explosion play. Blake Baker knows right where to go to his touchdown maker. Sidelines to end line. Miles Williams dancing in the rain. A 56-yarder. It ended with a running clock. Clack attacks 41-6. Next Friday, they come to Hillsborough to face fellow unbeaten Central Catholic in the Mount Hood Conference crown in the regular season finale. Yeah, when the world pulled us apart, they were able to stay together and play together. Our high school spotlight shines on some double visions with the twin sisters who star on the pitch for the Grand Generals. First things first.
I'm Elle. I'm Liv.
Elle and Liv Frazier have been one and the same since birth.
Who's born first?
Me. Yeah, by a minute. A minute. Yeah.
The Frazier twins always had an opponent growing up in Northeast Portland.
When we were younger, we were like really competitive, so I think that like helped us grow as players. Yeah. And like the competitiveness, like the rudeness kind of went away. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it used to be like really competitive, but now it's like.
And we play different positions, so completely different sides of the field usually. So that definitely helps.
Charlie feet.
Elle the forward and Liv the defender is now, but back then
I was like left wing, she was right wing,
and then it just gradually split apart. Yeah.
When the Frazier sisters were pulled away from their club team at Eastside Timbers and the Generals during the early days of the pandemic, it was sibling bliss through the boredom.
We like started an Instagram to like get recruited, and we like would go outside for hours and like plan like little juggling videos.
We'd have like 30-second videos, but behind that was like 8 hours of fighting and getting it.
But we got it
down to 30 seconds. But every single day we tried to make one, tag all the schools we wanted to go to, and it worked out.
It worked out all right. Want one Frazier kid? You're gonna get both.
We were talking to other schools, but this one like felt the best, like the most right.
The most right? Those hometown Portland State Vikings.
We knew after the call that that's where we wanted to go. So
like immediately after.
Yeah.
Double the doormate pleasure.
Double wardrobe.
Yeah, double the clothes.
Carpools too.
One of us drives there, the other drives back.
So what's for lunch?
Like I like beans and she doesn't. That's like a random one.
Yeah, we pretty much like the same things.
Pretty much.
Pretty much the same person.
Mom's a teacher, dad's a coach. And it sounds like the twins could save a bundle on college textbooks.
Business, yeah. We'll probably study the same thing. That'll be a decision we make together, probably.
If you were to open a business together, what would it be?
We
like
talked
played
about
this in middle school.
Probably like a gym and juicery.
It'd be called Double Trouble, Gym and Juicery.
For now, the Frazier twins are squeezing out every last moment together in high school as their highly ranked generals are battling for a 6A state trophy.
We did Mighty Mites on Saturdays. That's like a thing that all the high school kids do with little kids. So we're like teachers now, but like.
So like a lot of our teammates, we like grew up playing with them, knew we'd be coming to Grant together, and knew that this year,
the senior
especially,
year,
was
yeah.
going to be like the year for us.
Welcome back to Friday Night Lights on Fox 12 Oregon, presented by Pacific Office Automation.
Well, 3 weeks for 8 weeks, 3 cheers for 8 weeks. I'm getting there. Regular season now in the books. Fox 12's Craig Burnback danced the night away with the fine people that make the paper and canvas, but also the storm of Skyview.
All right, Nick, we're back here at Doc Harris Field in Camas. Huge rivalry game, and for the cheer of the night, we're going with the visitors, the Skyview Storm, and I'm joined now by Hannah. And Hannah, why do you love being a cheerleader?
We get to support all of the great things our students, athletes do on and off the field, and that's just really special to all of us.
All right, I see you got Storm right across your chest. Why are you so proud of representing your high school and the rest of your team?
We always bring a positive attitude to all of our games, which I think is really special, and we always stand together as one.
All right, enough talk. The cheer of the night, it's all about the cheer. Brittany, take it away.
All right, let's go Skyview power. Skyview power.
Skyview power! Skyview power!
Well, from Craig and Camas to Connor at Cascade, Fox 12's Connor McCarthy turned it up in Turner on the prowl with the 4A Power Cascade Cougars.
Well, Nick, this was the first senior night for a regular football season, and seniors tell me that they're grateful this year they were able to play a full season. More than a dozen seniors were honored this evening. Lots of hugs going around as players and their parents looked back on their time playing football for Cascade High School. Seniors saying it was a ride. Quarterback Jacob Hage led his team to a win for his last home game, keeping his team undefeated for another week.
It's awesome to get the win on senior night, but it's, I mean, at the same time, it's kind of like, you know, one of the last games at home at Federico Field. It's got a little bit bittersweet.
At Cascade High, Connor McCarthy, Friday Night Lights.
Love to see that. You can always tune in whenever it fits in your schedule on KPTV.com and the Fox 12 YouTube channel. You know what to do. Like, subscribe. We'll see you next time for Week 9 of Friday Night Lights.
Thanks for watching Friday Night Lights on Fox 12 Oregon, presented by Pacific Office Automation.